Family, we are back, Jack. Listen, it's your girl TOOTIE. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's all you got to do to support the channel, and it's absolutely free. You hear me? It's free. Free 99. The button is right there. Is like right there. So all you got to do is push that bit. That's all you got to do, dog. Like that serious. Drop me something in the comment section. I don't care what it is. Good, bad, and ugly. Teach me ways that I can get better. If you got an idea, A2, add this. Put it down in the comments. I be in those comments. I really do. Give me some best suggestions. Y'all are the reason why I will grow. And the only way I can grow is y'all got to tell me what I'm doing wrong and right. You feel what I'm saying? So drop it down in the comment section. Now, look, we're about to get into this SADE Robinson's update, okay? Now, we know that the dude who is responsible for butchering baby girl is now locked up. They're going to be talking about to the case detectives and giving us an update about what's going on. So without further ado, we about to slide into this. Stick around. We got some other videos that we got afterwards. I don't want you to miss it, so stay there. Also, make sure you follow my Twitch. Tap in with Toot. You feel we're there? I'm there every day, 2 to 6. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time. Do it, damn it. You feel me? Let's get into it.
Detective, this is where you first, I guess, met SADE Robinson.
Correct.
What is it like for you to be here right now?
I don't. It's better now. You know, it's despite having that first encounter here, now at least I know I've got some justice for her, so it's better.
How often would you spend time here over the last 14 months?
I probably a couple dozen times, I think. Yeah, a lot. I would come down here just walking the beach. You know, we're still missing her head, so my hope was that I would be the one to find it and not a civilian or a family member or something like that. I wouldn't want.
You know, as crazy as it may seem, and I know it might sound weird. Like, I know they don't have all of her, but I know the family kind of relish in the fact that they have some of her. Like, when I think about Naziah, she said 14 months it took, you know what I'm saying, just to get what they have. And I think now it being close to being almost 3 years with Naziah, and it's just like, damn, shit, I just want something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because baby girl should be at home. Like, there should be a way that she's put to rest correctly. And just to have no body or pieces of bodies, that shit just don't even seem humane, bro.
Want that on somebody else. And it was a good time for me to just quietly reflect on the case and try to think of things that I could do or look into even more, something like that.
What was the most challenging part of this case?
Being stuck at my desk was extremely challenging. I'm used to being very active on cases and going out and helping with the searches and, you know, looking for things, video or whatever. This one I had to kind of orchestrate, and they brought the information back to me. I would piece things together and then send them back out to find something else, you know. So that was actually a little hard, being tethered to my desk. And then always, again, you know, what ifing myself, you know, did I miss something? Is there something more that we should be looking for? Yeah, that was difficult.
I heard you say before that SADE Robinson left a trail that you just had to piece together.
Yeah.
How did this all come together?
You know, the Life 360, and seriously, if they want to hire me as a promoter, I'd be happy to, because that's an.
No, bro. I think we are downloaded because of that Life 360 app is the shit. Let me tell you something. That's what helped solve this case. It gives you very intimate details about everything. And you know, I had heard of it, but I didn't know how magnificent it was until we was going through her case. And it was showing all of the, man, that shit is hell of an
awesome app. I had it actually prior to this case, and I really liked the app itself. But then to see on the back end,
y'all got it?
It helped us.
Get it. Everybody should have it.
Really what led us down the path to find all that video.
Facts.
Knowing where she went. And it tied everything together. So that was a huge, huge help. And it was because of her. She had the forethought.
We never have seen Maxwell Anderson's face inside of that car. The car was always foggy. Did you ever think, man, I wish I could get a good look at his face?
Yes, there was actually one video that he's driving by slowly and the passenger window is down. That's the camera side. And as he's going by, that window is rolling up. And I found myself literally like bending down, hoping that maybe a little glimpse, but yeah, nothing. That was very frustrating.
You know, after the verdict came in, we saw you come here to Warnemont Park. Why did you want to be here that day?
Yeah, you surprised me. I was kind of excited when I turned the corner and saw that nobody was here. I thought I'd get to spend a couple of minutes with her by myself. Just basically hoping that I did a good job for her.
You know, I'm listening to this detective, right? And that's the thing that I feel like is missing a lot from the Isaiah case. I don't really think that there was no detective that was assigned where the case was personal to them. A lot of people that was forced to like be a part of this case was threw in like the day before, like interview this person, but they really didn't have intimate details about what was going on. When I'm looking at her, you know, it just takes one good cop sometimes, one good detective to do their job for certain outcomes to be different. And one of the things that I was noticing, even when I'm looking at all of the preliminary hearing forensic testimony that we missed, it's like nobody could recall nothing, nobody could remember nothing, nobody knew nothing. Everybody was putting what they were supposed to do in the hands of somebody else, and then the shit that they was putting in their hands on, we ain't seen or heard that person. It's like, did that detective even exist? I know you said that motherfucker was doing all of this stuff, but where they at? Why we talking to you? Shouldn't we be talking to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was terrible, like on so many different levels, and that shit is just crazy as hell to me.
Her. And that's what I wanted to leave a little bit of a tribute. It's where I met her, and I guess I wanted to say goodbye.
Throughout these last 14 months, did you speak to her? Did you ever speak her name or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's not uncommon for me with a homicide to try to get into the head of my victim to see if, again, am I missing something? Is she trying to tell me something, or if they're trying to tell me something, what is their life like that is different from mine, that I might not be looking down an avenue because it's different than mine. So yeah, I absolutely did.
I want to go to the verdict, because we've been able to talk to jurors now, and they talk about it didn't take them as long as people thought. But when the jury was deliberating, what were you feeling?
Anxious, very anxious. You know, like, again, did we do enough? Did we have enough? Did we prove it? I felt we did, you know, but then again, I've been living this case for.
They brought up the jury, and I want to say this one thing, because I want you guys to understand this. When I be saying we got to be better as people, and we got to start holding people to a standard, and even though your family, right, even though your family might uphold those standards, the reasons why it's so important for us to be able to hold our friends and people outside of our families accountable is because we gotta regain a certain standard. If you think about life now, it's amazing some of the wrong shit that people don't think really is wrong. So when you think about a situation that happened in your life, now you're on a stand, and your fate is putting on the lines of 12 jurors. I want you to understand, when you're minding your business and you're not setting a standard amongst the friends and everybody you own, the people that's on that jury will be the people who missing standards. So it will be so easy for them to be convinced of fuckery, to where you could be absolutely correct in what you did. And all it takes is for some like-minded people to be on a panel that set you free. I want you to understand that we are getting into a danger zone when like-minded people correctly don't exist. And I think y'all, when everybody talking about minding their business and shit, I think you better start understanding what that shit really means. Because you could be the best person in the world, but if you are a great person, and you're letting people around you to do fuck shit, guess what? You're not a great person. and that's just some real nigga shit for your ass. I don't know what else to say.
Over a year. So
Jury is
I knew
people.
all the answers.
You
to
and me.
the questions. And
I want niggas that had some brains.
Did we answer all those for the jury too? You know, did we tell that whole story? So very anxious.
Yeah. Did you ever have a thought that he would be found not guilty?
No, I thought at the very least it would be the reckless homicide, but I knew in my gut that it was definitely first degree in my mind.
Have you been able to interview Maxwell Anderson ever?
No.
If you could interview Maxwell Anderson, what would you ask him?
Where's her head?
I want to know where he
put her head. Yeah.
At least would narrow down a search area for us.
And you would think that once a nigga's going to jail for life, and you know that this girl's mother and family had to see her in pieces. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why the detectives and stuff was even knowing who she was is because when they found her torso, and I want you to understand what he did to this girl. When they found her torso, it was only her neck down to her waist. One arm. This arm was gone. So picture a torso like this. The only reason why the detective knew that it was Sade is because she had just got her nails done. And she took a picture to where she sent to her job because they had ruined her nails. So the detective was able to identify her through that. But when you talking about, that's the way that a mother has to see a child. I couldn't even, like, that shit, sometimes I can't even compute that shit in my brain. It don't even register a lot. You know what I'm saying? It don't even register a lot. And that's just... I
have a lot of questions, motive, things like that. Those things that we don't necessarily need for a trial, but I just want to know.
Sitting in that courtroom, I always wondered, where is that backpack? Do you have any idea where that backpack is?
No idea. No idea. Same with the shoes. They were pretty distinct as well, and we never found those either.
Damn.
I think we got lucky with that that jacket, that the garbage men didn't think anything was in there, and they didn't take the garbage can, right, and empty it out. So I think we really lucked out with that. So I don't know, it's possible that it was in a different garbage can and that did get dumped on garbage day. I'm not sure.
I wish she'd just tell them people where that girl head is.
Officer talked about, he almost didn't go to that garbage can. And it was at the bottom of that garbage can.
Kimberly C., thank you, boo.
Pull it out in the court. People in the gallery were like leaning forward. Do you remember what your reaction was when you found out that jacket had been found?
Yeah, I was very excited. So that was the city that found it, and so I didn't find out until the next day that it was located, and someone had sent me a picture, and yeah, there was a little bit of whooping in the in my
the
office.
tattoo on her chest too. Yeah, you right, Erica.
I do want to go back to when the verdict came in. You finally had a little bit of alone time in your office, and can you describe for us what happened in that alone time in your office after the verdict came in?
So, you know, as an investigator, you have to put all those emotions aside when you're investigating a case. Of course you feel it, but you just really can't let it surface. You don't want it to interfere, right? You know, so you kind of tamp that all down, and it was a very long 14 months, you know. So that was, I was able to release some of that emotion, that partly tears of joy, because, you know, we got the right verdict, a just verdict. And then also sadness that we had to go through any of this at all, you know. So yeah, it was a big relief. It literal weight off my shoulders.
I heard you say motive earlier. Do you have any inkling why Maxwell Anderson would have killed Sade Robinson?
I do not. I don't have any idea.
Just
I
no
don't even want to
reason at all.
speculate. You know, it's hard to get in someone's mind.
Y'all, this man's house looked like a dungeon. And when I just think about, like, when I put my mind frame, like, what her last moments would have been, shawty, like, it's like, bro, we see scary movies and shit, and people don't understand, bro, like, life really imitate art. Like, don't think just because we watching a scary movie, nigga, it's something that a nigga just made up, bro. Some of this shit is coming off real life, and I just can't imagine a human being just dismembering somebody like that and then just throwing her pieces around different places of the city like she ain't shit. Do you not understand? That shit is wild.
that's capable of doing something like he did to her. I don't know if I really want to get in that mind.
How do you hope that people?
Oh, I believe. Oh, I definitely believe. I definitely believe that he did it before. And the other girl from the pizza spot. Let me see. It's right here. It's actually on my TikTok. The other girl. It was another girl. Hold on.
Just morning on Thursday, Scale can't help but think about SADE.
It's me. She's
evidence. We are still working with our partners.
I'm gonna get the name for you. It's on my TikTok because I think I got parts of it, and I talked about her because I was willing. I really almost kind of feel like he definitely did it before. It was another girl who worked at the Peaceful Shuttle restaurant too, who has disappeared. Nobody still don't know where she is. I will make sure that I put her name in Discord. It's on the TikTok. But yeah, they never found him. For him to be so, he definitely did it before.
Because
he definitely
we got
did
to
it
meet her in so many ways. You met her on another level. How do you hope people remember this young woman?
It's unfortunately.
No, we about to do that next, ATMC.
Unfortunately, I should say, to have a victim that is truly an innocent victim. She had so much going for her, and it pains me that her life was taken so soon. But I really hope that her family and her friends and the community really keep SADE's voice, the organization, going, and get involved in the task force for missing and murdered women of color.
For that, I want you to listen to me and see. This is the thing that I'm saying daily. We have to promote the real shit. And I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. It blows me that videos like Naziah is her name and Black Diamonds don't get the recognition of other things. This lady is a white lady. She works in an environment full of police officers. If she isn't encouraging people to join certain forums and task forces, you know what I'm saying, to be able to help women of color, it's because she knows there is a problem with the way that police officers and people responds to women of color. Yet and still, we have a lot of women of color right here on this live, and the percentage of women of color that actually, you know what I'm saying, will respond, it would surprise you. Don't take my word for it.
And murdered women of color.
What happens next with this case?
Now it's just waiting for sentencing. Like I was telling you before our chat, that I just finished putting together my case file and turned that in. So
yeah, I'll put the Discord in there for you.
It's now done.
So where do you go from here?
Just wait for the next case.
That's all I have. There's something I didn't ask you that you think is so key for people to know.
I'm not sure. It's still a little overwhelming. So I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what people want to know. Again, when you live on the inside of it, it's hard to figure out what people are interested in from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the longest time period you had ever spent with a case, all these years, do you think, or?
I still have a homicide open from 2021, just because I'm stubborn and I refuse to close it.
Yeah.
But I haven't worked on one quite like this. That it was pretty much every day. I helped out on other homicides that came in. I helped out on other cases. I did take some other cases too that weren't overly time consuming or intensive, through the course of this past year, but this has pretty much been my only one. It's a lot to put together.
Before I let you go, can I just ask you, how did you prepare every day to take the stand? Because I don't believe you had any notes. It was just all in here, is that right?
When you live it for 14 months, you kind of know all the
Oh, that zone. Hold on. Oh, that's Tone. I'm about to add you too, Shouty. I told you, I'm about to add you too. I'm glad I just seen your name. Thank you so much, fam.
The notes of it.
Shania Walker is the name.
Presentation that Ian gave during closing I created that. That helped a lot too, nailing down a lot of those time frames and the locations. I had my own map that I made for myself that I worked off of. I had timeline notes and outlines and all kinds of things to keep myself organized and plug in all those details. So yeah, it's just basically by memory, which is saying a lot for me because I
No, it just shows that you knew everything. I was always amazed by that. Like, it's one thing for a detective to talk for, let's say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes about something, but for you to repeatedly take the stand is
right.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes surprisingly too. There was one time that he said he was going to recall me, and
We need you.
Okay, I didn't know I was up.
It breaks my heart because she was just so beautiful, bro. And it's just like, Shawty, you just don't ever think, like when she was walking up just to go get a meal, that would be the last day that she'll walk up to get a meal, bro. Like, that is insane. Yes, if you guys do not know about the Sade Robinson case, please, on a day when you're not doing nothing and stuff like that, please go and watch it. It was very heartbreaking. But I'm happy though that they at least got closure. They know who did it. We still have an open case with Janiyah. We still have an open case with Naziah. And these are babies whose bodies have not been found. You know what I mean? And we need justice for them beyond. We need them home. We need them returned. There's no reason in the world why these babies should just be out there somewhere. That just blows me so bad. Y'all stay tuned. We about to get into some more, all right?